Okay, grade 10. Today's topic, which is Thursday, the 7th of May, is algebraic representation and formula. It sounds really difficult, but people, what you should focus on is substitute numbers for either words or letters in a formula. Now remember, a formula, people, is always a left-hand side equals a right-hand side. There are many standard formulas such as area, volume, speed, and so on that you already know that you must know by mind. So it's not given at all. Okay, so I will be doing try now 47, number 1, which is a start exercise. Okay, so you can listen to the video and then you can go on with number 2. So firstly, importantly, people, the topic says substitute numbers. Now you have learned long ago how to substitute numbers, right? So number 1, which reads S equals 180 n minus 2. Importantly, we've got 2 variables, okay? So to solve this, people, if you don't have 2 equations with 2 variables, you cannot solve a single equation unless you have only 1 variable. So I repeat, we've done simultaneous equations, okay? Simultaneous equations. Remember, there we had something like x plus 5y equals 12 and say 5x minus 2y equals 10. Okay, here we always labeled the equations. We have got 2 equations, and in each of these we have 2 variables. That's simultaneous equations, okay? Here, this is just a simple linear equation. So you only got 1 equation, all right? To solve any linear equation, people, you can have only 1 variable, either this one or that one. Otherwise, you cannot work it out, okay? So I want to go to the example that she has given you, which reads S equals ut plus a half at squared. If you count the variables, people, the S is the first variable, the U is the second variable, the T is the third variable, the A is the fourth variable, and this T and this T must obviously be the same, so that is the third variable. So to solve this, people, you must have the numbers of at least 1, 2, 3 variables to be able to solve the fourth one. Okay, so it does not matter which 3 are given. You can always solve the fourth one. Okay, so when we go and look at today's work, look at question A. It says, if n equals 9, then find S. So now S is the variable that you must calculate, okay? Meaning you take your equation 180, okay, in the place of n, so we substitute n with the value, which is 9, and then minus 2 and close the bracket. So if you look at having substituted, this, people, is the step of substituting numbers, okay? Having substituted the value of n on the right hand side, you only got numbers left over, which means you can now calculate the right hand side, okay? Which is first the brackets, 9 minus 2, which is 7, times 180, and that gives you 1260. So the value for S equals 1260. But they can also give you S. So they say, if S is 900, then find N. So step 1, people, is again, use your formula and then substitute at the right place. So at the place of S, which is the left-hand side, you must write 900. And then on the right-hand side, you've got left over 180, okay? N needs to be found, which means N is going to remain, and then minus 2. Okay, So now you have substituted the values that are given. So again, after substitution, people, there is only one variable left. That's the one that you must calculate. Okay. So now remember that the bracket is two terms. Okay, so firstly we are going to move the 180. So this is simply Goro is O, people. I hope you realize in the last 3 weeks how very, very often we use Goro is O. Okay, so the 180 is multiplied on this side. So when we take it to this side, we will divide by 180. So on the left hand side, you will then have 900 divide by 900 divide by 180, which is 5. Okay. Then on the right hand side, remember we have taken the 180. You've got left over n minus 2, which means now you must take away the minus 2 to the other side. So use the opposite operation of negative or minus, which becomes plus 2. So on the left hand side, you now have 5 plus 2 left over, which is 7 equals n. Okay, so my answer to n is 7 if s is 900. And then remember, you can always do the check. Okay, the check is done in the following way. You got the left hand side, which is 900 equals, on the right hand side you got 180. You now calculated n as 7, people, so 7 minus 2. Okay, now the left hand side is 900. You don't need to calculate anything there. On the right hand side, first do the brackets. 7 minus 2 is 5, and that you multiply by 180, which gives you 900. And then again, if the value on the left hand side is the same as the value on the right hand side, then you know that your calculation is correct. So this is really easy work, people. You should finish that for today. It's quite a lot of exercises. It becomes a bit more difficult later when we have more than one variable, or two variables, if you have 3 and 4 and 5 variables. But then remember, I go back to this drawing here, okay, to be able to calculate any of these equations. If you have 4 variables, then 3 must be given. Okay, so once you substitute it, there may only be one variable left over. So that's really important. And then remember, people, with Goros or, you usually do the plus and minuses first before you do the multiplication or division, like between U and T is a multiplication. Okay. So please let me know if you get on. This is really, really important, people, because you use this in all mathematics. So after today, I need to know that all the grade 10s can do substitution, and then on Friday, we will go more into Goros or. Okay. So please let me know if you have problems. Okay, thank you. Bye.